we'll see the winners of 3 straight, the UTEP Miners. Squaring off.
Ain't no way the backup center got more fucking what's name than him.
Tennessee Blue Raiders. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollock.
I looked it up on Twitter. They ain't say nothing.
Kicker has everything lined up and about set to get this one underway. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. So the UTEP Miners offense is on the field for the first time today. And what a performance this guy turned in last week. Spectacular in every aspect of the game, Jesse.
Well, I know one thing for sure.
Turning it on. The 20.
They ain't say nothing on Twitter. You got going there. Somebody got hurt.
Broke away from the defense and they couldn't catch it.
And these offensive coordinators tell you they want to start fast and they want to establish the run game. That is exactly what you did. First drive, you hand the football off, making the big explosive run, setting the tone for this football game.
They get set for the point afters. We have the first score of the game.
They said they was only down by 2 when they took him out. That's crazy.
That kind of drive will boost your confidence.
Now they down 10. It was down 10 ever since.
And he takes this from inside the 5. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. So Middle Tennessee State's offense will try to get something started with their first possession. They sure hope that that dynamic connection that was on display last week rears its head and wreaks havoc again today, Jesse.
And last week, it didn't matter what the secondary was doing from a coverage standpoint, David, whether it was man, zone, double coverage, ISO. These two were simply unstoppable. Huge challenge for the defense today.
Well, maybe they tried the triple coverage. I mean, because obviously nothing worked a week ago, but I've got to take his main threat away. Obviously a superstar out wide. Like, I've got to make somebody else beat me. Obviously a great QB wide receiver duo. I'm just not letting that wide receiver get me today.
A very productive play until it was wiped out by that penalty, and they'll go back to work. Offense gets set for second down. From the gun, the ground game. And he fights his
Yeah, you just gotta know how to play it. I hit a couple times off of 25 league.
You make up the game plan and not a lot on the play sheet for this. 3rd and long from inside their own 20. Oh, they're after him. He's got an open man. He'll step out of bounds right at the 35-yard line, and maybe they've got something cooking.
Well, after watching the other offense go down the field and score a touchdown, you know this guy's trying to lead his offense to do the exact same thing. That was a big 3rd down. I know there's a lot of football left to play, but you're trying to establish confidence as early as possible. That last throw is really going to help out your team.
The pitch. Makes his man miss. Good pickup on the ground, and they'll mark him down at the 39. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. After the productive first down play, it's 2nd and 6. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender. Let's take a look here at Middle Tennessee. Really interesting matchup here. It's always fun when the top 2 teams in the conference get to square off in the regular season. With all the expansion, it's become a little bit of a rarity, hasn't it?
It has. Obviously, there's so many teams in each conference, but head-to-head still very much matters. So
no, this is wild.
Sitting obviously at the top like these teams are, the head-to-head this day will really matter down the road.
Yeah, this was a game we circled way back in the preseason, expecting these 2 teams to be as good as they are, and now we get to find out who's the best in conference. Both these teams relishing this opportunity to show not only their opponent, but the rest of the conference who the top dog is.
They'll snap it from the 34 on 1st and 10. Out of the gun, the inside handoff, looking for a crease. Relying on that running game, and it works for about 3 yards to the 31. Solid pickup of 4 on 1st down. It's 2nd and 6. Quickly to the tight end. And the big fella couldn't elude the cornerback who makes a sure tackle. 26. It's 3rd and short, and they'd love to pick up the first down and avoid settling for the field goal. They'll try to run for it.
I see Oklahoma was better than last night. That shit with the overtime.
You've got to be loving what you're seeing from your
Yeah, who the fuck
offense
they played?
opening drive of this game. They're in a really nice rhythm. They've got real good balance going on right now, and they've got the defense on their heels.
As an offense, you're okay with that. You're going to run option plays, and sometimes you're going to bust it.
I feel like in the NBA, especially if you betting, certain player gotta get a certain amount of fucking minutes, or the bet should be voided out. Like,
That's the end of the quarter, and UTEP has the lead. And after that first quarter, let's see if these guys can get back in the game in the second.
this shit just ass. Like, just looking at it.
They want to throw it. Flushed out of the pocket. And he waltzes in for the score. Touchdown, MTSU. Setting up for the extra point and the tie. And they did tack on the extra point, by the way, knocked it right down the middle. A methodical drive, soul-crushing, spirit-breaking, and it ends in a touchdown.
And listen, I know everybody wants the big play.
They say he scored 10 minutes. He scored 10 points in the third quarter. Nah, DeAndre. Nope, it's just saying he scored 10 in the third, and they took him out.
Big, long touchdowns and all that stuff. But putting a drive together like that is very difficult to do time and time again, and it's demoralizing for the defense. Great drive by the offense.
From inside the 10-yard
Yeah, they say he scored 10 in the third in the first 6 minutes. That's wild.
UTEP has the ball, and the Miner offense ready to go to work. They saw what happened on that last scoring
27.
drive, and now probably feeling a little bit of heat to answer. Offense working from the pistol. On the move, it's Smalls. They finally get a hold of him, knocking him down behind the line of scrimmage. He had been running wild. All right, guys, let's step back here and talk UTEP. They were really excited about the pickup they got last week. Picked off. What a play to set him up. Takes it the other way. And he's going to run it all the way back. Touchdown, Middle Tennessee.
Nah, he 1 for 5 right now.
And this is exactly what you dream about.
Yeah, remember they down by a lot. So he gonna try to shoot a 3.
Great play by the defense.
And that kick was perfectly down the middle.
3.
He'll start the return, and the ball is loose on the return. And they're able to dive on that football and get it back. That would have been a disaster to cough it up immediately after a score. UTEP has the ball, the offense, ready to go back to work. They find themselves trailing by a touchdown and a chance on this drive to even the score. He'll get it out to the 25, not bothered at all being backed up, and they've got a first down.
And after that long completion for the first down, did you see everybody sprinting to the line of scrimmage offensively? They want to go tempo right now.
Nice gain on that play, but leaves it a little short of the first down. And the Miners in the hurry up. The give to the tailback. This time he doesn't get loose, and finally the defense gets him bottled up behind the line. This is where you make the money on the drive. Ball at the 30, it's 3rd and short. Keeps it on the bootleg, looking to throw.
Oh shit.
Bought a little time, lets it go. Working a little foot magic on the sidelines, and it'll be enough for the first down. The Miners are on the move. We've got a timeout here as this coach is challenging the call. He wants to give the replay booth the chance to have another look.
15 as a point guard is crazy. Taller than I know.
Go his way, and he loses the timeout. And the Miners have it with a 1st and 10. Corners showing press. They want to be physical here.
Yo.
After the pickup of 9, it's 2nd and 1. After the good pickup on first down, let's see if they keep it on the ground.
And you're seeing the offense now mix up the tempos. After a successful run, they're now going hurry up.
Using his legs at Smalls. They finally get a
Crunchyroll, that's a movies one, right?
behind the line of scrimmage. He had been running wild.
Yeah.
Smith wants to throw. Just a short pass to the tight end. At the 35, he's got room. And he got away from the defense and takes it in. Touchdown, UTEP.
This is a special talent playing the tight end position because he's not a guy that's just going to catch flat routes and block. He's a guy you can line up all over the field.
I remember when everybody had Netflix. Everybody, like my whole family had my Netflix.
Athleticism for a guy at his position, and he showed it there on that long touchdown.
Yeah.
Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. No reason to be in a big rush. They have some time here late in the half. They'll run the option. He'll toss it. Stopped.
Yeah, you need to get in first.
Lose 3 yards on the play.
And I think that time the quarterback made the wrong read. He was trying to pitch it. He didn't have to, though. There was a lot of green grass and space out in front of him. If he just holds on to that football, he might not score a touchdown, but he's definitely going to be able to at least get positive yards. I think that's a play on the option the quarterback would like to have back.
We'll take a quick break here. 2 minutes to play in the first half. Ball sitting right at the 30. It'll be 3rd and short. He'll try to get it through the air. He lobs one high down the left side. Catch inside the 25. And he cruises his way to
The Lakers.
Touchdown, Middle Tennessee.
Every time we speak to defenses before they play this guy, they
Jackson Hayes missed it.
ball thrown his way. They always come up with creative and exotic ways to try to cover him in the back end, but they're never able to get it done. This guy just beats coverage time and time again, and with that last catch, that's now his 15th receiving score of the season.
He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. They'll snap it from the 20 for the opening play of this drive. Gonna run it. It's Smalls. There he goes. And a good, solid pickup there before the defense knocks him down. Smith dropping to pass. Throws for the tight end. A strike downfield. They finally get to him. But what a play there to pick up the first down. Looking to throw on first down. Got his man in the middle. Here's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half.
Well, and a nice job working the middle of the field. I think it's so important to keep defenses honest, and you can't just dink and dunk outside. You got to work the middle. Great job finding this wide receiver in the middle of the field.
He's got him. Open space at the 25. And he ran away from the crowd, and he'll take it in. Touchdown, UTEP.
Yeah, and the passing game comes through, man, and we need more of that in the second half. An extra point away from tying this football game. You trailed.
Oh, they blocked it. That's a live ball. He can take it back for 2. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. And they close the deal from 43 yards out with a touchdown pass. They're getting set to kick it away, and that last score took a little oomph out of this crowd. Out of the end zone. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. Let's see what the Blue Raider offense can get going. They take over late in the half, enough time to put together a drive. Looking downfield on first down. And it was worth going for a chunk play, but the long pass is incomplete. Backed up.
Figure it out when you're woman.
Quarterback making checks. Right back to the air on 2nd and 10. explosive play set the table. Now they got to serve the feast. And they can't punch it in with a first down run, and the defense has one stop. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to give it. And he'll finish the run in the end zone. Touchdown, Blue Raider.
And that is exactly what you want from your offense. Man, late in the half, you want to execute and then punch it in physically on the ground. Take the lead going into the half. Take all the momentum. Nice execution on the drive by that offense.
From inside his own 10, let's see what he gets. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. They'll get a chance to work on that hurry-up offense here in the final minute of the first half.
Anyway.
Gets rid of it. Finds a spot in the middle. Now they've got even more breathing room out to the 31 and a fresh set of downs. The Miners racing to the line in the hurry-up.
Basically.
Smith wants to throw. Got the back over the middle. Oh, he's got some space. They bring him down, but the big play will move the sticks. Now from the 48-yard line, it's 1st and 10. Double time, hustling to the line.
I don't even think he will come in.
Well, will they dial up on 2nd and 8?
I know I'd be too mad to come in.
Back to pass. Rushes on him. Didn't have much of a choice there, but to get rid of it.
Man, how about this young fella? He's slinging the pill, man. His completion percentage is 3.
Kicking him out.
He's over 80% right now. Everything he's throwing is working. Using the whole field, using
strong pass rush, gets to the quarterback, and they get him at the 46.
I think my biggest thing is how your second string get more fucking love than your first. Your backup. He got like 26 minutes.
He'll aim it toward the sideline to try to make it tough on the return team. They'll operate out of split backs. They'll ride the running back and leave it with him. A confident, tough, efficient run gets it up to the 44. The clock will stop with this timeout from the offense. They'll get a chance to regroup on the sideline. Wants to throw. They'll have to be efficient against the clock. He lost it high and deep down the left side. He can't find his man, and the clock stops with 6 seconds left. Just enough time to get off one final play of the half. Here's the snap, ready to cut one loose.
Even if he wasn't, like, would it be like, you don't play the man a entire quarter and a half? It's crazy.
Take a knee, go to the half, whatever, man. If I can try to find an opportunity to put some points on the board, I'm going to try to do it. I like it.
He'll take a shot. It's incomplete, and they tried to finish this quarter with a bang and couldn't quite connect. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update.
And if nothing else, a notable first half so far in Murfreesboro. And it's clear, the aerial attacks of both teams have been relentless. They've been burning each of these secondaries like toast. Just an assault on the defensive game plans, if there even were defensive game plans. Gotta think, fellas, based on the first 2 quarters, we're going to see every route in the route tree again in this second half.
And the return man showing great vision to be able to find some space and put his team in much better field position.
And with that, let's send it back to the guys at Floyd Stadium.
Defense there to stop him after a 2-yard gain to the 31.
And what's the closest guy to the football, man? It's those defensive tackles, and those guards and centers have to work together. They got to get those guys and get some movement. They don't on this play, and the big fella eats. Nowhere to go. When you run into him, you usually meet the ground.
They're going to keep this drive going. They'll have to make a play on 3rd and long from the 26. Off the play fake. Quarterback adapted. And they fail to hook up on 3rd down. They bring the punter onto the field now. First time we've seen their punt team tonight. Sends his first one of the day on the way, and we didn't see much of him in that victory last week, just called on one time. He gets it up to the 34-yard line before he stopped, and that's where the offense will set up shop. Smith dropping to pass. Puts it out of the air. And he's brought down after a nice gain. This senior shows some serious arm strength firing that one in for the first down.
All right, defense, you got to turn the page. You just gave up an explosive play through the air, but here comes the offense going quickly. You got to get lined up now and get ready for another one.
They'll try the run. Shakes off the defender.
I like this idea by the offense going hurry up here. You just had a very nice run. Let's get back up to the line of scrimmage and go fast.
The give to the back. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
Well, the defense didn't have a lot of time to celebrate that last big play because here's the offense right away. Line of scrimmage ready to roll again with tempo.
Off play action.
Oh, that was good.
The throw. Using the quick game. He gets it inside the 30 and out of bounds at the 29, and they are rolling. We asked earlier this week, who's your favorite receiver? And of course he said the open one, but we know who he really wants to go to on third down.
The best one. I mean, I think the open one, obviously the politically correct answer, but you want to find the guy that you got that great chemistry with. You know exactly where he's going to be. You got that bond and that trust.
That's what's so scary about this offense. They've got guys in the perimeter that can change the game in one single play, and you saw it right there. Too much speed on the perimeter.
And here's a fumble way behind the line.
Doesn't it always seem like that ball is on the ground for like 30 seconds? You got 17 guys running at it, slow motion, like, I got to get the football. Offense, very lucky to get that football back.
Smith wants to throw. They get it down to the 7 on that pass play in prime position for a score. It's 3rd and goal and a long way from the end zone. Here's the snap, looking to throw. Big fella moving. Touchdown Miners. And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house.
I love the jet sweep call there close to the goal line because it's a bang-bang play. He's in motion. The quarterback gets the ball right away, hands it off, and there's just too many things happening too quickly for the defense to be able to find the football, and they're able to run it in for the score.
He is stopped short, and this defense holds on to this slim 2-point lead. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. And he did a good job bobbing and weaving and finding a little bit of running room on that return. The Middle Tennessee offense will go back to work. But see what they have dialed up as this drive starts from the 29-yard line. He'll ride his man on the option. They go to the ground. At the 40, there he goes. There he goes down the right side. The tag. Touchdown, MTSU. He found some open space and turned on the Jets.
Well, we knew coming into this game they were going to try and get this receiver the football as many touches as possible in as many different ways as possible. And here you're seeing it on the option play. Great decision by the quarterback to pitch it out wide. There was nobody out there accounting for him, and he shows you the speed out in the open field for a long touchdown for this offense.
Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin. Kevin, what do you got?
Guys, let's get you updated on a fascinating battle going down in the Pac-12. Utah State has the lead right now. Logan has been jumping all week, but this game is hardly over. There is time left on that clock. They're up by 4 over Washington State. If anything else happens in this one in the Pac-12 or anywhere else, we'll make sure you know about it. Back to you guys.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few.
I think that time
it wasn't him.
Just trying to take what the defense is giving you, right? They're playing zone coverage.
Yeah.
Fella just working right over the ball. It's an easy pitch and catch. Just take the profit and let's keep going.
Smith dropping to pass. Quickly out to the tight end.
Nah, that was good.
Will be stopped for no gain. The Miners want to pick up the tempo. Trying to move the sticks on third down through the air. Wide open downfield.
Oh, crap.
Breaks into the open. Inside the 30. He's got the sidelines going nuts as he gets it down to the 18-yard line. They say it's still a game of field position, and that last one just flipped this baby. They've got it 1st and 10 in the red zone.
Oh, they got him come off the bench. They ain't got stuff started.
They're threatening to score, and they'll throw it. Hauls it in. Fights off the defender. They'll get it down to the 8-yard line on that throw and catch, and the defense is backed up against the wall. They're looking to throw on 2nd and short. Got his man. They'll get him stopped just short of the end zone, but they're in business here with a 1st down. As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. A 1st down run on the doorstep. And as they get him to the ground, clock running, looks as if time will expire here in the 3rd. At the end of the quarter, guys, it's Middle Tennessee on top. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings. Here comes the 4th. Time to see who steps up, who makes the winning plays to take home that W. They'd love to start this quarter off with a touchdown right here. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
And this is a tough time for this offense because you're in passing mode. You're in comeback mode. And what is that? The defense.
Okay, Twan.
Like, they're pinning their ears back. They're coming after the quarterback. And you've already struggled protecting your
Damn.
and creating those.
Touchdown, UTEP. Quick strike through the air for the score.
How about the day for this young?
His backup quarterback.
Touchdowns. Hey, defense. That guy's good. We might want to do something about it. Let's send 2 at him. Let's send 3 at him. We can't let this guy continue to beat us time and time again.
Fielded in the end zone, it's Burks. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Let's see what the Blue Raider offense can get going. Off the play fake on 1st down to throw. Brings it down on the right side. And it looked as if he might take that one all the way to the house. Just ran out of a little steam, and the defense finally got it. Finds the tight end.
What you doing out there, Twan?
The ball at the 12 after that completion.
I think most offenses around the country in a situation like this with the lead late would be trying to run the football, right, or throw it short and try to bleed the clock. But this offense, man, it's still pedal to the metal. They're looking for chunk play opportunities.
Man, oh man, the ball carrier was just shut down.
And I tell you what, they need some push up front too, right? They got to move those defensive linemen out of the way, at least create a hole so the running back has a chance. Not there. He didn't have any.
Timeout is called, and it's the defense wanting to make sure that everyone's on the same page for this big down.
And this offense now is decision time. Man, they've put a nice drive together. You want to walk away with points, but how aggressive do you want to be? Do you want to take this field goal, or do you want to try to get a touchdown?
Out of hole.
He got it. He's not going to get there. Stop short on 4th down. Here's the conundrum for the defensive coordinator. Do you stay aggressive, or do you protect and play a little more conservatively with the lead and just a few minutes left? And the defense expected the run, and they got it. No gain. He just gets it back to the 2. Looking for space. It's Smalls. Got the 1st down and still on his feet. Still on his feet. Across the 30, out of bounds at the 31-yard line, and they kick-started this drive. And the Miners
So
just got a
fat.
huge run. They love another explosive play. Might as well give it to him again. Slams ahead for a yard out to the 33. Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9.
And that wasn't a big game, but look at the offense. Right back on the ball, ready to call a play, ready to go fast.
This time they stop him behind the line of scrimmage, and boy, that has been rare in this one. Smith wants to throw. Complete to the left.
Oh my God.
Explosiveness, the big gainer gets it to the 49-yard line.
Offenses love the explosive plays through the air, pushing the ball down the field. And look at this. Sometimes it creates some momentum, and you want to capitalize. So you go get on the ball and get ready to run some no-huddle.
Clock stops. We have reached the 2-minute timeout, and the offense is looking for a play to close this deal out. They'll try to pop the draw. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain.
And this is one of those plays late in the game. If it works, everybody's jacked, but if it doesn't, everybody's complaining. You run that draw play, you're down, you need a big play, and you only get a handful of yards. This offense has got to go and got to go now.
Couldn't quite nudge it in. Not sure you could get much closer, but it'll be 1st and goal. And a late opportunity to grab the lead here. A touchdown would be huge. They'll try to blast their way in. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball. Can the D deny them on 2nd and goal? Wants to go up top. Under fire. Touchdown, UTEP. And they've moved out front here in the 4th.
And they're able to score on a drive where they had to have it this late in the game, and they look to their playmaker on the outside to win that one-on-one matchup.
Big-time moments. Who do you trust as a quarterback? You could tell this was a big moment. He threw it to his big play wide receiver. He knew he would come down to it, and now the big play in the 4th quarter for the touchdown.
Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. This drive will open from the 15. He's taking a deep shot. He's got it down the left. Sprinting away. Touchdown, Middle Tennessee. They move on top here in the 4th.
Who can you count on in those big moments? Who can make those big plays? Who do you trust? And they trust the receiver to run a go and to run right by the DB. He makes the play, breaks the tie, takes the lead for this football team.
Looking for an alley from inside his own 10. Just never had a chance to shake loose, and he'll be brought down at the 24. UTEP has the ball, and the Miner offense ready to go to work. Smith dropping to pass. Makes the catch.
I think in this situation, 2 minutes, trailing late, I think you got to be throwing to the sticks every time. I don't know if these short completions are going to get it done. You're just not going to have enough time to get down the field. So from a play calling standpoint, I think you want to think about being a little bit more aggressive.
He steps out of bounds, but it will be enough for a 1st down.
What a great individual effort here in this 2-minute situation. Makes the catch in the middle of the field. He knows he's got to find a way to stop the clock. The only way to do that is to get out of bounds.
No, he just threw a pick.
His speed and his vision, and he's able to elude the defense to save some time.
They immediately call timeout, trying to preserve every second they can to try to rally here late. Back to throw, and he needs to make a play. On target to the left. Quick timeout call by the offense after the play, trying to preserve every minute possible. The Miners have it with a 1st and 10. Looking to throw on 1st down. It's complete on the right side. Finally corralled, but not before. He picks up the 1st down. Got to keep that urgency up here, but already in position for the game-tying field goal.
No gain on the play.
Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. Looking to fire. Right down the middle. Got it. Down to the 3-yard line, and that's where they'll have it 1st and goal.
By the receiver.
clock stops momentarily for the first down. They'll hurry to the line. Everybody lined up, quickly snapped and spiked to stop the clock.
No gain on the play.
Can the defense stop them again on 2nd and goal?
And she took the whole thing.
He'll run it to the right, looking for the goal line. Touchdown, Niners! And they've got the lead in the final minute.
Man, this game has been incredible to watch, and the offense comes through late in the game, takes the lead. What a clutch drive by this offense. Now, I'm looking at you, defense. You got the lead late in the game. I need you to go put this thing on ice and win it for me.
Coming out with it, it's Burks. He gets it across the 25 to the 27 after bringing it out of the end zone. First play of this drive comes from the 27. Might be calling a hot route. Whoops, someone moved a little bit early. Offense going to pick up a 5-yard penalty. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. He's looking to pass. And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on 1st down, 2nd down coming. They've got to move quickly here. Still a chance, but they've got to force the ball down the field. Sends it back in motion. Second down, he'll throw it.
Oh!
Fired just a little too long as the junior frustrated he missed that connection.
This really has been a masterclass by the quarterback with
I fought with y'all.
We've already seen him throw multiple touchdown passes in the game. He's understood when to take his shots and when to throw it.
He's going to let one fly down the middle. Makes a grab right down the middle. Gets it into the end zone, but there's a flag down. We'll see if this one is coming back. So they see the potential tying score wiped out by the penalty, and now time is starting to be against them. Wants to go up top on 1st down. Going back to the well, another deep ball. Throw toward the end zone, picked off right at the goal line. And a tremendous way for this defense to finish. The interception as the clock reaches 0. They get the W, and with that being